Okay.
Great.
So, hanger.
It's fucking hanger.
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 Song.
Song.
Long.
Oh, sorry, what?
Long.
Long.
What's another
You're getting my knee in the frame.
Wrong.
You're wrong. It's not wrong.
Wrong.
Wrong. You're wrong. I hope Edward knows that.
That's why are you calling out just Edward?
Edward's the only one I know.
I'm still fucking sick. I woke up at like 4 in the morning today with a massive headache, sweating, and because I got up to take medicine to help with the fever. My cat Green Bean thought it was time for breakfast, and once he's awake and he thinks it's time for breakfast, there's no him going back to sleep and waiting. So he jumps off this dresser onto me repeatedly for as long as it takes for him to get breakfast. So from 4:30 to 6:30, it's just ring, ring, ring. And sometimes he'll walk up here on my chest and he'll start batting at my face. And like, technically I could have just gotten up and fed him early, but that means he would start yelling for dinner early today. And I like life. So I made him wait. Anyway, I've been on a roll the past couple days. So I've only got 12 chapters left to edit. And then I'm gonna read through the entire book again before I hand it off to beta readers. And then I was literally, like, the other day about to email Brennan Kildonovan of Lucky Author about copy editing, because especially with like all the like news coming out about like publishers going under and artists not getting their royalties, and just like Judgment has a poly relationship in it and 2 lesbian couples, and is genuinely an overall critique of war and the military. And in the current climate, I don't know how well preserved it would be if it had to go through corporate editing. So I just don't know if traditional publishing is for me. So I was going to email them and get on their schedule for copy editing. And they emailed me because I had worked with them in the past and they were doing a special for returning authors, and I was like, hell yeah, give me that bread. Give me that bread. So I might still query, because you never know. And even sometimes a good personalized rejection can give you some really good feedback. But he's being good now because he's had breakfast. But he's been a menace since 4 in the morning, huh, Green Bean? Look at these feet. But I'm leaning towards self-publishing. If only because of the freedom it can provide. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Alright, that's Thursday. I'm gonna take a nap. So this is my day. I tried going to work, and my boss took one look at me and was like, "You should probably go home." It's weird. I've worked corporate jobs for the past like 7 years, and all of them would make me come in. Like, I worked at one place in the middle of COVID and they didn't close the building down. We were definitely not in any way an essential business, but they didn't close down at all, and people were required to come in, and I would get sick there all the time, obviously. I didn't get COVID from that place, but I would get sick a lot, and they didn't give a fuck. And the last place I worked at, they did not give a fuck. But there's one the place I work now, I actually have sick hours. I don't have a lot. I've already used all of it the past 2 days. But I'm in a position right now where I can have a couple unpaid days, and it not absolutely ruin my financial security. I'm gonna go to urgent care. I'm not in need of urgent care, but it's the US, so the only way to get any sort of no, I don't know if I can go to urgent care. No, wait. Let me look at my insurance card. I am not doing so hot. One chest x-ray later. I don't have pneumonia yet, but I almost do. So, got a steroid, an antibiotic, and an inhaler. That's gonna be my next couple days.
And our place within it.
It's a mourning dove. Fat. That is one fat robin.
The exploration of quantum mechanics and its role in understanding the universe has reached remarkable heights, with a surge of interest in unconventional phenomena like...
I took my friend to the store, since I'm not working anyways, and I got a pair of wireless headphones because I don't own any, and slowly every single phone is becoming wireless headphones only, which is a travesty because, and I will be a snob, music sounds better when it's analog, but the headphones I got, it's a fraud, but this is going to be my whole personality for the foreseeable future. Anyway, time for this. I'm at work finally again. I'm not sick anymore. Although the eye bags beg to differ. I missed a couple days of taking little clips, but I was just so sick. I needed time off from recording clips because it's so much work. I've got 8 chapters left to edit. That's really the big news, is I've got 8 chapters left to edit, and then I have a copy editor scheduled for September. So the time between now and September is just I think outlining the second book and doing some other things. So my AC just got fixed, mostly. I had one company come out to check on the AC because it wasn't working very well. And they said, everything looks great. There's no problems of anything. Your thermostat is the problem. And like, to be fair, my thermostat was doing this weird thing where it was claiming that it had like lost power and like it would shut off. So cool. But they said they would replace the thermostat for me for $600. And mind you, it takes like an hour to do a thermostat. So if we even like presume generously that it takes them an hour and a half and they only charge by full hours, so it's 2 hours of labor, and the labor is like, well, like a journeyman HVAC guy, like just say like, let's say $200 of that is just the labor. There's a $400 thermostat. That thermostat better be fucking the best thermostat to have ever existed to be warranting a $600 price. Obviously, I didn't do that. A week later, the actual AC goes out, and it's immediately 80-degree weather. Yesterday, it was 94 degrees, and our AC wasn't working at all. So we camped out in the basement to cool off. But we had a different HVAC service come out and fix that. We still have more work to do on it. Our AC is fucking on the way out the door. But at the very least, it is cooling down in my house, and the humidity is being wicked away bit by bit. But the other fucked up thing about the HVAC company that wanted to charge me $600 for a thermostat. Now, mind you, I'm having to pay $1,200 to actually fix the unit because the capacitor and the motor blower were out. Which, mind you, they said your unit's fine, everything's great, there's nothing wrong. It's just the thermostat. $1,200, like that's thermostat money. That's 2 thermostats, guys. That's thermostat money. Okay, I've missed several days of recording little snops. Snops? That's what they're called now, snops. This is why I don't do daily vlogs, because I'm just not going to do that. I don't have the discipline to keep up with that, but, I finished editing this round, and I'm taking a break now. I'm working on building basically a diorama of the area of space that Judgment takes place in. And I'm doing some sketches for the cover. I'm learning how to use Calibrate because I refuse to use paid software. Open source software is good. Open source software is good for authors. It's harder to use, but if you have the time and patience, I think it's just better for everyone to use open source software. I've got a copy editor scheduled for the end of September. It's Bryn Donovan with Lucky Author. Because she did my developmental edits and I love her and she's great. I'm writing a song. I'm writing a theme song for Judgment. You want to hear it? It's really the only big thing I've got going on right now. I'm kind of taking a break. I'm working on doing the outline of book 2, which I believe I'm going to call Magician. But other than outlining book 2, I'm kind of playing around with some things. That's the wrong account I just logged into. Cancel that. Oh god. Sign in button's over here. Sorry, I'm at work and I'm in the office and I'm looking at the cameras and I'm like, we're not open yet. Why are you out front of my store? I'm like, here, I'm always here way too early. Outlining book 2. I'm working on finishing off Judgment. I'm kind of torn between 2 things. I have an idea for like 2 novellas. One could easily be turned into a novel, but I think I'm going to try and limit myself to keeping it a novella. And they're more contemporary, fantasy, like urban zombies and shit. Nothing really cool, but just to keep me writing so I don't like get out of practice. And then I'm playing around with learning Renpai, which is it's a visual novel game creator, and I think I'm gonna play around with maybe making a really simple like point and click adventure game, like really heavy narrative focus, something like that, so I can learn how the software works but still get some writing in, get some art in. That's really it. Sorry, I paused there for a minute. I was going to show you the song, but I'm like watching this like car in my parking lot. Like, we're not open yet. We're not even close to open. But anyways, let me skip this little intro area because it's not finished, and there's like a big gap of like empty measures where I haven't connected the intro to the song to the first part of it. Oh Lord, I can't see a thing. It's over here. Okay. Oh, did I close it out? I did. Okay. Here, we'll listen to this. This is the first draft. This is the first draft of a theme song for Judgment that I will eventually, hopefully, use in a book trailer. We'll find out. Oh, there it is. It was the pre-chorus bit that I hadn't connected. So here's the empty blank spot, and then it's kind of a bop, isn't it? I just got my bass guitar serviced too, so it should sound pretty cool. I want to mix up the drums a bit more. It's just a simple like 4/4 beat. I'm kind of wanting to do a polyrhythm, so I might throw like a 5/4 drum rhythm underneath everything. And that's where I'm at. I don't have much. It's like a tiny little intro bit. I don't know if I super love the intro. I think it works fine. I think I need to put like a root note underneath it. That might fix it. A root note might fix my problems. And then I think I might cut out the part in the intro where this repeats. I might cut out the second repeat of the phrase and just incorporate the transition from this intro bit into the cool jazzy bit a little better. And then I want to do a breakdown. I think I want to go into 2/4 time, kind of do like a parade cut time section. Yeah, this is what I was playing with. Because it starts out at 80 beats per minute and then speeds up to 120. I love this part. I might put like a little like whistle, like a ringing in the background, like right there. So when it goes a dun 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 dun, dun, like little something like that in the background. We'll see. I have to figure it out. It is in C Aeolian. I like Aeolian. It's got kind of like a funky vibe to it. Here. I just used Noteflight Basic for this because it is free. God forbid I use a paid service. But here, like as you can see, I haven't notated C Aeolian. This is just that intro part. It starts out at 80. I have an accelerando here. I'm probably gonna replace this with something. I'm probably gonna replace this here with something more interesting. I have to somehow connect this like slow methodical section to this, but we'll see. But as you can see, this is a really simple drum line. So that's where I think I want to add like a little bit of like a bell chime or a ringing, specifically right when we hit that note right there. So like right in there. And then dinner. We'll get there. I'm gonna go get ready for work. So I'm not actually able to clock out from work until exactly 6:15 p.m. Which, like, fine. If you want to pay me the extra, like, 30 minutes per day to get here at 9:45 and leave at 6:15. Even though it's... They're paying me to sit here literally for 10 minutes. I'm done closing. Whatever. I'm gonna head home. And I'm gonna make some beaded spiders for that physical diorama of this area of space that judgment takes place in. I need to start editing this video into a whole thing. It's the 27th. I haven't started. This is why I don't do this sort of thing. It's a lot of work. I don't know. Maybe it'll keep me focused. Anyway, this place has really good acoustics. Should I prove it? How do I prove it? I know. I'll play this first song on the playlist I made for Judgment. Yeah, turn the crank that volume up. I have two phones. I'll explain why later, but this is what this phone looks like. Unfortunately, the phone I'm filming with can't make phone calls, and no, it's not because it doesn't have a SIM card. There's a whole different reason. I'll go into that later. Anyway, great acoustics in here. While I wait to clock out and leave. I'll tell the full phone story when I get home, maybe as I'm showing off the spiders and what I've got in the diorama so far. Yeah. Guess you just sat here for 10 minutes talking, wasn't recording. What's this, you might ask? As I come into this video of that depressing news, well, this is the outline for book 2. Because if you hadn't noticed, as I mentioned in the little clips beforehand, I did finish editing Judgment, or at least this round. And as I said multiple times, because I couldn't stop talking about them, I do have a copy editing session scheduled for September. So between then and there, I'm working on outlining the second book. I am making a physical diorama of the map, because I just like having maps. I like making maps, and the space map is fun. And I'm working on writing a couple other things just to keep myself in practice. But yeah, I'm kind of like at a loss. Writing Judgment for me has been such a journey. I started writing it when I was a teenager. I think I was maybe 18 or 19. And at the time, it was really more just I love writing, but I've never actually stuck through and written anything longer than a fan fiction. And I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it. So I started writing. And then it's a lot of work to write a book. It's a lot of work. And at some point, this desire to just complete something and finish it became really therapeutic for me. It was something that was just this constant, even if I've had several mental breakdowns over the past several years. There are a lot of things I regret over the past several years, but writing Judgment has been this underlying constant in my life that has kept me moving forward. And because every time I rewrote something, or every time I rewrote the whole book, hell, I've kept so many of my old drafts for this reason. But when I did things like this, when I printed out my an old draft and I went through and I made handwritten notes, and there are sections in here where I've got index cards where I rewrote sections, and they're all falling out now because it's been so long since this draft. This draft was 3 years ago. There are sections in here that I'm not going to bother trying to go find where I just took notebook paper and I just rewrote whole chapters by hand. Every time I had to do that, I felt like I was getting somewhere. I was improving. I was doing something good. And now I'm at this point where I'm like, oh, holy shit. It's not going to be a bestseller. It's not going to be anything amazing or special, but I feel like I can publish this. And I think I am going to self-publish it. Partially because of all the things I've talked about before. There's a lot of weird stuff in the publishing industry, and I just don't think I'm good enough to get an agent deal. Let's be honest. I don't think I'm good enough. But I'm confident enough in what I have that I think if people read it, they would enjoy it. And that's what matters, right? And even if no one does, then I did. I learned a lot. I grew a lot. So now I'm drafting the sequel because, of course, it's not a standalone and I had to write a series. And I'm like, this is a whole new era for me because I've been writing this one book for years. So that's what July's goal is. To finish outlining book 2. Maybe do a couple more read-throughs of Judgment, do some more editing. Just be really, really ready for when I hand it over to Lucky Author. And then I guess I start writing the sequel while doing the cover and learning Calibrief to do the formatting and so much. Luckily, I have a lot of friends in the writing community who I've learned a lot from and I've been very inspired by, and I can't wait to join them in the ranks of self-published indie author. till then, maybe sometime I will do a proper journey of like how I outline. But I have all my stats up here. I have my chapter titles and word counts here. And then here is where I have like a quick sentence describing the plot of each chapter, the world building, other author's notes, and then all of these boxes down here, those are character notes, baby. Let me get back like up to it. Oh boy. There we go. Character notes. If there's a square, that character's in that chapter, and I'm going over their arc so I can track it over the whole story. And I am about halfway through outlining. So we're getting there. I have a couple friends publishing books in July. Let me see here. On July 7th? July 7th? Yes, July 7th. July 8th. July 8th, which is like right around the corner. My friend Rochelle Miles, their book Remnant Bond is coming out, and I got the chance to read that, and it is so good. It is wonderful, and I don't normally read things with a taste of erotica in them. But it was really good. She's a really good author. I really loved her world building and her characters, and I can't wait to publish a full review of it when it's out officially. And then my buddy Edward, who's already published a book, Rage of a Boy, which I loved. His book is coming out July 25th. He had to change the publication date because the person who did his covers used AI without telling him, so he had to get new covers. And I'm really excited. Excited for him because it's the sequel, and I can't wait to be there. I can't wait to be publishing a sequel. I just had to get through publishing the first one. It's hard. But I think that's what's happening in July. I'm going to finish outlining. I'm going to make this map. I'm going to start doing more edits on Judgment. I'm going to start writing Magician if I finish my outline in time. I have a song to finish writing. I have a book trailer I want to do. I got a lot to do, and it's exciting, and it feels weird because I've been writing for so long, and now I'm actually moving into the next stage, and I'm like, oh shit. But I've only made the one so far, but here's a... I dropped him! A little beaded spider. I make these. So you would think someone who hates spiders as much as I wouldn't write about them so much and make jeweled spiders. But I do. It's been a while since I made them, so his legs are a little loose, so that's why he's kind of spindly. But God, they're terrible, aren't they? They're terrible. Anyway, I've got to get ready for my contractor to come over and continue working on my bathroom. I don't have time to tell the phone story or the other things that I think I said like 6 times in the previous snops that I would explain it later. And I don't have time to explain it later, so I'm going to explain it later, hopefully. But I feel good. June was a success. I'm going to keep moving forward in July. The book I ended up reading in June was Remnant's Bond. And then I've been reading my friend Tian's book, beta reading, so I can't share if you what's going on there, but she's also very good. But my friend Izzy has a writing challenge. That's right. Where is from Izzy has link. There it is. Cool. I'll put Izzy's writing challenge. It's the Writing Cartels 2025 reading challenge on Storygraph. And July's theme is read a book in a genre you write. So I could do a lot of books, but I'm gonna read the three body problem because I've been meaning to and I haven't yet. So join Izzy's challenge, buy my friend's books, and come by next time to see where I'm at on my journey. I know, not much, but till then, I'm PJ. I'm the host. Good writing.